Welcome to Lifetime Benefits Solutions demonstration of our COBRA rate renewal portal. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that email notification reminders are sent at 60, 45, and 30 days prior to renewal dates. Within the body of those email notifications, there will be a link that will bring you directly into the COBRA rate renewal portal. Once you're ready to access the portal, enter your email address as your user ID. And if you're a new user, click on the New User button. An email will be generated with a temporary password and instructions on how to establish your permanent login credentials. If you forgot your password, click on the Forgot Your Password link and an email will be generated with password reset instructions. Once you're ready to proceed with logging into the portal, enter your email address as your user ID, enter your password, and click on the Sign In button. Before we sign in, I'd like to point out that these login credentials are different than your COBRA Point login credentials. That's just something to remember. I'm going to proceed and sign in. And the first screen that you'll be brought to is a screen that lists all of the clients that you currently have access to. The sort order of this screen is by next renewal date. You can change the sort order by clicking on the column headings. You can also get more directly to a particular client by using the search function at the top of the screen, or you can navigate from one page to another by using the navigation buttons on the bottom of the screen. Once you're ready to proceed to client detail, click on a client's name. The client detail screen displays demographic information at the top of the screen. This demographic information cannot be modified through the portal. If you do need changes, contact your service team via email, and the email is listed here at the top. The next thing we want to point out is that prior to submitting your renewals, you will be asked to enter the current number of benefit eligible employees. This is something that we wanted to point out right at the beginning to ensure that you're prepared with this information when you're ready to submit your renewals. Moving to the middle of the screen, what you'll see are tabs with effective dates, grouping plans that have similar effective dates. Plans that are coming up for renewal in the next 90 days will be available for renewal. So they will have a renewal status of available for renewal. Plans that are coming up for renewal in greater than 90 days will be available for display purposes, but they will not be available for renewal. They will have a renewal status of not available for renewal. The next thing I want to mention is that when you are ready to submit your renewals, renewals with like effective dates do need to be submitted at the same time. That also holds true if you're adding a new plan that has the same effective date as others. The new plan also needs to be submitted at the same time. And that's important to ensure that all plans are available to members at the same time. Once you're ready to proceed with your renewals, click on the plus sign next to a plan name. The screen opens up to display the current coverage levels for that plan and the current rates. You can modify the renewal date at the top. It does default for you to 1 year after the current effective date, but it can be changed. If you'd like to keep a particular coverage level for the plan and just update the rate, you can enter the rate in the new rate box. If you'd like to discontinue a coverage level, you can terminate that tier by clicking in one of the terminate tier boxes. This is a warning message that just popped up telling me that the new rate that I've entered is over or under 10% of my current rate. It's just a warning message to ensure that the amount that you entered was intentional. If you'd like to add a new coverage level, click on the Add New Coverage Level plus sign, and you can select a new coverage level to add and add that new rate. Once you've completed updating all of your plan information for renewal, simply click on the Save button to save your information. That plan is now in a renewal status of pending submission. That means that you have entered all the information necessary and it is ready to submit for renewal. We'll proceed to the next plan with the same effective date. And in this scenario, I'll show you that you can terminate an entire plan by clicking on the Terminate Plan button. This displays current information related to the plan. A termination date defaults for you. If you'd like to change it, you can change that date. And if you want to proceed with terminating that plan, simply save and close. That plan is now set to terminate. If you'd like to restore that plan, you do have the opportunity to restore the plan by clicking on this Restore Plan button, and you can start over. I'm going to proceed and actually go ahead and terminate that plan. Now both plans are in pending submission status, which means they are ready to submit for renewal. I'm going to show you how to add a new plan by clicking on the Add New Plan button. When you're ready to add a new plan, one of the first things you want to check is if the carrier for this new plan is available by checking the carrier drop-down. All carriers that are currently in use by the plans will be available in this drop-down. If it isn't, you do need to add a new carrier by clicking the Add Edit Carrier button at the top here. When you're adding a new carrier, you'll be asked to enter the carrier name and 3 contacts: the enrollment contact, the customer service contact, and the remit contact. In some cases, the remit may be remit to client, and in that case, for this information, you can enter the same information that you entered for your customer service contact. Once you've entered your carrier information, simply save and close. And in this scenario, I'm not actually entering one. I'm going to cancel. If I had entered or created a new carrier, that carrier would now be available in my drop-down. You can then proceed and enter your new plan by filling in all of the information at the top of the screen. I'll point out that in some cases, some of the fields do have additional help text. You can hover over the question mark and there's some additional information related to that field. I'll point out here with the rate type, if this plan required a member-specific rate, then you would need to contact your service team for assistance. Plans with member-specific rates cannot be entered via the portal. Proceed with filling in all of the information necessary to set up your new plan. And they're all drop downs. Once you fill in the information at the top, you can proceed to adding the coverage levels. The coverage level of EE defaults, that can be changed. You can also add additional coverage levels by clicking on the Add Coverage Level and pick your additional coverage levels and add your rates. Once you've completed filling in all of the information, simply save and close. Now my new plan has been added. It is also pending submission, so it too is ready to submit for renewal. I'm going to go ahead and submit this. And a box came up allowing me to print my information for my records if desired. I also have the ability to go back and print information if I want to at a later date. As I mentioned, plans with like effective dates need to be submitted together. So I have submitted my new plan. Now I'm going to go up and submit my other renewals. The submit button, as you see, is not available. And the reason for that is because it is requesting that I enter my current number of benefit eligible employees. I'm going to enter that, and the submit button is now available. I'm going to submit these plans for renewal. Again, the pop-up that will allow me to print the information that I've entered for my records is displayed. And I'd like to also point out two things here. One, once you submit, you can no longer change your plans. The other thing we want to point out is that this information, the information that you've submitted, will be available for display in the portal in 3 to 5 business days. So in 3 to 5 business days, you can also go back and ensure that all the rates that you've entered have successfully updated. The next thing I want to point out is that if you need additional information related to the portal, you can go to lifetimebenefitsolutions.com, and under employers, there is a document with some additional supporting information on how to use the website. As a final reminder, remember that you will need the number of benefit eligible employees to submit renewals, and remember that all plans with the same effective date must be submitted together at the same time. That concludes our demonstration. Thank you.